fact about Jaclyn. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't even know if it's a fun fact, but the story you posted last night, I was like crying at the airport, which is a separate story, but literally it's Jaclyn at 8 years old, literally dancing like full blown like jazz dance. And Adam pulled it up when I was crying at the airport and he goes, just look at this. It'll make you feel better.
Did it make you feel better?
Yeah, I laughed hysterically. It was so funny. And I was like, I'm very aligned. Like,
amazing.
So that's the fun fact this week.
I'm so happy for that.
It brightened my bad moments.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's roll the intro and dive all into why you were crying. Well, welcome back to Poddy Talk,
the podcast where we shit talk ourselves.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Tor.
And today we have so much to catch up on because you were away in Alberta.
Yes.
Calgary.
I had never actually been to Alberta. Great little place.
Love that province.
Yeah, the weather was cold but kind of nice. It was like my first taste of winter this year. And I feel like it's nice when you just dive right in, you know, like beautiful snow,
It wasn't the halfway, like half melted. It was like winter wonderland.
It was like winter wonderland, beautifully icy, snowy, all of the fun things. So yeah, I can't complain. It was gorgeous. My first time there. Stopped in Calgary on the way in and had a nice dinner, and then kind of did the same thing coming back because the drive to Banff is like 2 hours. And yeah, enjoyed Calgary. Would never want to live there.
I thought you were gonna say would never go back.
No, I would definitely go back, but it makes you realize how big Toronto is.
And how much is going on.
Yeah, I mean, those towns, like the city itself even kind of feels small, even though I know it's not that small, but it's funny.
It kind of is, though. I remember because I was there in the summer, and we were still doing our half marathon training. You thought the chat about that was done. And I was running in the city just to like make sure I got my distance in for the day. And I feel like I ran the whole town. And it's also kind of like, I don't want to say a ghost town, but when the businesses aren't open, like when it's kind of after hours, nobody really like lives down there, so it's kind of a bit more empty. So it was a different feeling.
And then by the time you get out to Banff, the towns get smaller and smaller and smaller. So we were staying in Lake Louise, which was beautiful, but yeah, there's nothing around there. I mean, you're driving up the mountain, and actually it was quite hilarious because the night that we landed, my mom was texting me all morning saying, just get in the car when you guys land and head out there because it's gonna get dark and you're driving through the mountains. I'm thinking, girl, whatever, we're gonna take our time in Calgary. We like had a great dinner. So we didn't actually get on the road until I guess 6 o'clock, but mountain time 6 o'clock is like pitch black. It's really dark. So I'm driving out to I'm leaving Calgary now, heading out to the mountains. And of course, a torrential like downpour begins.
Of snow?
Of snow, rain, like almost icicle-y hail type vibes. And so I'm driving, and Adam had a beer at dinner, and so I was like, it's fine, like I'll just drive, whatever. But then I was scared because I'm like, oh my God, this is terrifying. And then by the time we got actually out to Banff, I could not see the road. It was
also
actually
the
terrifying.
roads are very windier in the mountains.
Yeah, no, it was so terrifying. So by the time I actually got out into Banff and then closer to Lake Louise, I literally couldn't see 3 feet in front of me. It was completely fogged, and anytime a car would cut in front, it would create this like wind tunnel, and then you really
feel your car
see anything.
shaking.
It was actually really scary.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I'm practicing my driving, skills.
No, it's so true. Like, I feel like I never really drive in terrible, terrible weather, which isn't good because I get freaked out if it's like bad weather.
Yeah, no, that scared me.
Oddly enough, when I was there in the summer, it was torrentially downpouring of rain. And I was really, did I ever tell you, like a cop like put on his siren and I thought like I was getting pulled over and I was really scared.
There's tons of cops out there. I was really careful.
But it wasn't me, and it was in the middle of like the rainstorm, so I was like, do I pull over? There's like, we're in the middle of a mountain, there's no place to pull over. So I like went into the right-hand lane thinking that he would like had turned on his signal for me.
And then he
turns
passed
out, no, he was chasing. Like I think they were following this car because this guy was. It was weird. The cop was behind me for a while, like no alarms though, like just like driving behind me.
Yeah.
But I think it was.
Did you notice him right away?
Yeah, like I knew he was there, and then all of a sudden his siren's going. I was like, oh crap, am I going too fast?
Yeah, like, did I do something?
Yeah, and I got freaked out, and then, but he was, I think, following the car in front of me, and he went, and like then followed this like.
Interesting.
So I think there was a chase going on.
Yesterday when we were driving back to the airport, I must have passed 6 cops. I've never seen that amount of like cop presence.
Really?
I think because especially those roads out there, they're so bare. I mean, there was no one in front of me. Could have easily been going like 140, but the speed limits are 90.
Do you
and
think
they're so
it's
conscious.
a hazard though? Like my thing sometimes I'm like, okay. Like
yesterday, yes. Like you should be going 90. The roads are icy. Like it's not legit.
Because sometimes it's frustrating.
But I agree.
See, like I mean, I grew up like more in the country, and you see these country roads, which I get. People speed down, and it's like not safe.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'd rather have someone speeding alone on an empty road than someone like you know when you see cars in the city where they like drive through a red light and then they're blocking the intersection, like that is more hazardous to me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no, I
pull
agree.
over them for that behavior.
Yeah, for me it's more like weather conditions. I think I agree though. I mean, it's pretty harmless in the sense that I must have seen like 3 cars. It's not like I'm no harm to anyone else, but in those conditions,
harm to yourself.
Yeah, it's to myself. Like I could have spin out or whatever. So, but I get it. So, anyways, I was really aware of my speed.
And then you were up in the mountains. So how was that? Because you went skiing down some of them.
Hilarious.
I saw some Instagram content.
Yes. So kind of hilarious because I've skied twice in my life before this experience. Once actually with you last year in Blue Mountain on a brand trip.
You wouldn't have known though. You're very you're naturally athletic and fit. Like you can.
Yeah, and I thought like last year I gained a little bit of confidence because when we were on that trip, I felt like, I was like, I can kind of do this. Like I could be good at it if I like put effort in. And by the end of the day, we had gone on one of the bigger hills, and I was like, fine. I got down it, and it was what it was. And then before that, it was a grade 7 ski trip. So I've literally skied twice in my life. So anyways, we're in Lake Louise. And
on the biggest hill in Canada.
Yeah, and I got set off the day prior because we were in this small little town, Canmore, and Adam started chatting with this guy at this board shop, and he's like, yeah, so like my girlfriend and I are gonna go skiing, where should we go? And the guy, I think, was like really like stoked out on weed and like literally high and like crazy. There's a lot of like Aussies out there that do whatever they want, and they just literally hang loose all day long. And this guy, he goes, oh yeah, definitely go to Lake Louise. Don't go to Sunshine. And Sunshine is the other course in the area. And Adam goes, oh, okay, yeah, she's a beginner. Is that good for her? And he goes, yeah. Little did I know, Lake Louise is definitely not for beginners. So I get to Lake Louise. We had to rent everything because we didn't like Adam snowboards, but we didn't travel with anything. So we go in, the guy's like, oh, do you ski? And I'm like, no. Like it was starting to become clear that there was a lot of pros around me. So then I go out and I see there is like a pretty chill bunny hill, like almost too chill though. Like it's meant for people like 5-year-olds that are learning to snowboard. Like there was no skiers on this hill. Like they're all the snowboarders trying to like find their balance and
like
footing.
learning.
So I think, oh, okay, I'll do like a couple runs on that just to like, this is my 3rd time skiing. So I go down it twice. I go down it 2 times. And then I say to Adam, I'm like, this is boring. We got to get up the hill. Let's take the thing. And there was 2 options. There was, because it was the first opening weekend of skiing, not all of the hills were open. But there was a gondola, like a enclosed gondola.
Oh, it was enclosed?
So you you're going high.
With your,
no, you put it in the back. It like stands up tall.
You fully take it off.
Which apparently Adam said they're like that in Tremblant too.
Oh.
We just don't do big hills. So gondola enclosed, and then there's an actual ski lift.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, like gondola would be cool, but maybe let's start on the ski lift just because I like the outdoorsy and we can do some Instagram stories, whatever. And as I'm going on the ski lift, I say to the woman, oh, are the hills like smaller on this one than on the gondola like hills? She goes, yeah, these hills are like, but like hesitates and is like, she like, because I go, oh, are the easy hills on the side? And she like didn't, I guess, know how to answer. And she's like, yeah, like these hills are easier than those hills. And I was like, okay. So I get on this ski lift. We start going up. We start going up. We start going up. I look down, and it's like one of those things that says, by your ad time. And then it goes 10 uninterrupted minutes of ad time. And Adam goes, oh, yeah, the ride must be 10 minutes. And I go, it's 10 minutes to get up the hill.
Oh, my God.
So already I'm thinking, I've
made a big
coming
mistake,
for me.
And there's only one way to get out of it.
And there's only one way down. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'm like, it's only one hill. I'll be fine. So we get up there. I'm feeling pretty like high up now, and I'm not already a huge fan of heights. So then I kind of circle around, and immediately I see 28-year-olds zoom by me going at like 80 kilometers an hour. Boom, boom, boom. Like they're just like killing the game. Like they grew up in the mountains. Yeah. This is like their daily. They're like barely wearing coats. Yeah. They're like, this is just like my life. And I'm looking at Adam, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, because the first second I like cross over like out away from the ski lift, it's like kind of chill, but then it goes like slow zone. And then I'm like, oh, this is not the hill. This is to get to the hill. And then I kind of pass the slow zone, and then literally I just see like a 90-degree drop. And I was like, oh my effing Lord, I am gonna die on this hill. So I'm like, okay, but I have to just start. Like, I just have to like start. So I kind of start like pizzaing down slowly. But then my legs are like cramping because my like legs are like, and I'm getting so scared.
And if you're nervous, like it's so hard. You can't fully commit to it because you're like tense.
So tense. So I get like halfway down this hill and then I basically have a panic attack. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. Like I was like,
leave me, Adam.
I'm like, Adam, I'm literally not gonna make it. Like I don't have the technical skill, let alone the bravery to continue on this mission. And he's like being a rock star. Like he's like on his knees on the snowboard, just like waiting for me to like go inch by inch. And I'm like kind of having a panic attack. And I was like, okay. And he's like, just take your skis off. We'll just walk up. And I'm like, do you see how steep that is? We're not walking up it. Like we're not gonna make it. So then I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. And I'm also like not one to quit. Like even though I was shitting my pants, I'm very much like, I've gotta get through this. Like I will do it. So anyways, like there's moments on the hills where I would like pick up speed and I'd get comfortable again. And then every like 5 seconds I would hit these like major drops.
Yeah.
And again, these 4-year-olds are like zooming by me. And that's the other thing is no one really has like compassion for a shitty skier. So like people
like be good or get off.
It literally, so it was kind of just the vibe of like, this girl, and they're all just like zooming by me and like going, and Adam's like, stay off to the side. And I'm like,
you're dead center in the hill.
Yeah,
getting,
like I can't. They're all zooming by me, and I'm like, oh my God. So anyways, I like finally literally by God's mission get like down this hill, and then I get to the final drop, and then I like finally sort of committed in certain moments, and I would like go fast. And the thing that I found really actually frustrating about the experience was that on the right level of the hill, I would really enjoy myself. Like I think I do actually really like skiing, but
it's no fun though.
But it's no fun when you don't you don't have the technical skill to like support it. Like I don't even know how to, what do they call it?
What, like when you hit a corner?
No, what do you call it? Like even on a snowboard when you kind of like
when you
cut. Yeah, like I don't know how to like even do that. So I'm really working at, again, I've skied 3 times in my life. So
no, that's definitely a huge beast. Like I think we just know how to keep ourselves feeling confident. Myself, I'm like, I snowboard, but I'm not a great snowboarder.
Yeah.
And I go to Blue Mountain, which for me is enough for me, but those are baby hills compared to like what Canada has to offer. I don't go to the big hills. I keep my confidence high. I kill the Blue Mountain hills, and I'm like, that's great for me.
Totally.
But like, if I was to go on that hill, I would cry. Yeah. Our black diamonds are their blue levels.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Blue squares.
And Adam like has
or green squares.
Adam grew up snowboarding, so he's really good. Yeah. Like good in the sense of like riding a bike. Like if you did it as a kid, you have those natural like your body will fall back into place.
Totally.
But even he was saying like in the last 5 years, like as we've been in university, like he went to Tremblant once last year with his guy friends. Like he's gone like 3 times in the last few years. So even he, by accident, the next time took the gondola up, which is when we found out the gondola was the Black Diamond Hills.
Yeah.
Like, why does no one communicate?
Yeah, where's the map with like the green path?
There was no maps. It was just like you
gotta know.
You know.
You gotta know.
And so he went up and they ended up on a Black Diamond. He's like, I even was like shitting my pants. He's like, those mountains are no joke. But it was a great reminder of like, my confidence will in life get me into so much trouble. And that is a great example of it. I have no experience and no skill.
And throws yourself into the deep end.
And I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Because I don't want to miss out. Like, I feel like my FOMO outshines my fear. Like, I'd rather see it up there. I didn't want to, like, miss out.
I would say 9 out of 10 times, you naturally rise to the occasion. Like, you figure it out, you whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, this might have been an instance where it was like,
my body would not allow me to.
Well, it's scary. Like, when you get on a hill and you get to the point where you're at the peak of it, and then you can't even see down because it's so steep, like, and the wind's just coming at, like, it was snowing, I'm sure, that day. Like,
cold.
That's a lot to digest.
It is. Like, my anxiety was, I've never actually maybe felt something like that in my life.
Really?
It was hilarious. Like, yeah, I mean.
Well, I also think, too, there's something to be said. When you're a kid, you are a lot more fearless because you just don't know. And also, like, your bodies are like elastics. They just, like, snap back.
Well, that's what Adam said.
Whereas, like, it's so true. Like, I feel confident doing the things that I grew up doing. Like, and some things, again, it's muscle memory. You kind of, like, remember how to do it. But if you haven't done something in a while or it's a new skill, as an adult, I find it so much harder to pick up because you're like, oh, I could really kill myself or like break a rib or whatever. And it was so funny because even last year me and my dad always go like skiing and snowboarding once a year. It's kind of like the one time where we don't fight, we get along, it's the best day ever. We have so much fun. We've been doing it like every year. I grew up skiing, but I've taken on snowboarding in more recent years. And it was a really icy day that day. And like, it was kind of when it was like half melting, so it wasn't really good, fluffy snow. But we're like, okay, we have taken this day off. Like, let's like just do it, whatever. At least no one else will be there because it's kind of crappy conditions.
Totally.
So we go up to Blue Mountain, and about like maybe halfway through the day, I was kind of like losing my like hurrah about it, like my pizzazz. Maybe that's what I want. Yeah. And I was like going down the hills, and you would hit a really icy patch, and if you hit ice, you have no control in that. And I was kind of getting a little freaked out. And my dad had an incident. I'm gonna put him on blast right now. I know he listens to this. Sorry, Dad. You're gonna seem very uncool for the next few minutes. He on a snowboard fell like in a very weird, fluky way and broke a rib. So it's always kind of a running joke in my family. My mom's like, "Don't come home with a broken rib this time. Like you'll be fine." And I was like, I had a moment where I was like, I don't feel in control of this, and that's when. Normally, I'm very self-aware. Like, if I know I feel good about things, like, I'll do it 110%.
Yeah.
But I knew I wasn't in control. I was just, like, surviving down the hill. And I was like, I'm going to really hurt myself. Like, I can see me falling a weird way. Or just, like, at one point, I had kind of skidded out. And I couldn't even stop myself. Like, my butt, like, I was sliding down the mountain as if it was a slide. And I couldn't even stop myself because it was a sheet of ice. And even that, I'm like, how can I not stop myself?
Scary.
Like, it was weird, right? Anyways, so halfway through the day, I go, you know what, Dad? Like, I think I should go to skis. Like, I grew up skiing. I'm way more comfortable on skis. I feel like I'll have more control on the crappy conditions. I don't want to hurt myself. And then I probably hadn't properly skied in, like, since I was, like, 12 or 13.
Right.
But thinking, I'm like, I could ski. Like, skiing's so much easier than snowboarding, whatever.
Yeah.
So I go exchange my board, get skis, and then I go on the hills. Oh, that was so weird. I felt like my tooth moved. It's like,
jeez.
That was really freaky. I have a chronic problem of my veneers falling out, so
on camera. On camera.
Yeah, that was really weird. I like bit it a weird way. Anyways,
you go on the
go back, exchange them, and then I go on the skis. I did not know how to ski. I like completely forgot. Like I was doing the same thing. I was just like pizzaing down the hill. I couldn't get comfortable to the point. I'm like, how could I not like ski? And it was so weird. And then that's when I go, okay, I think snowboarding is where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I just, that was a rough day. But it's so scary.
Adam, the point you made about the kids is really funny because there was a lot of kids on the hill that day.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you earlier, like Lake Louise is like the epitome of a skier's joy. It's like, and this was again the first weekend it had opened. So all the families are out with their kids.
Yeah.
Most of the range of children that I saw either snowboarding or skiing were, I literally am not joking, 4 to 8 years old.
Yeah.
And these kids were bombing the hills, going off jumps. And I look at Adam and I'm like, I'm missing something here.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, if you were a kid, you'd be doing the same thing. Like,
Totally.
you literally
You
do
don't know.
not have the fear. You're like, oh, I break a leg, cool, it grows back. Like, and
I
I think
think of that. You
like
just go, I can go down,
you're
I
just
know how to do it,
I know how to do it. And I saw these 2 kids at one point. They were brothers. One must have been like 7. One was a lot younger, maybe like 4 or 5. And the older, like 7-year-old's like, yeah, man, let's bomb it. Also, don't tell mom I let you like come up this hill. And then they literally just go down. And I was like, so your parents know you're good enough to literally leave you on the Lake Louise mountain? Like, Jesus, it was shocking.
Crazy.
But like beautiful snow, like you were saying, like it was the
perfect
like first snowfall, like, and that, and skiers and snowboarders always say that's like the best time. So I mean, there was a great joy
I was so
in it,
jelly when you texted me. I was like, oh, I would like just kill to be out there.
It was fun.
That's the one thing I love about winter, like winter sports and like being on the hill.
The circumstance was not good, but like now I'm excited.
In hindsight,
to, like,
it was beautiful.
But I'm also excited to now like do it more and like explore it because I realized I actually do enjoy it.
Well, I felt so proud because she texted me. She's like, Jack, I feel like really motivated to like go to Blue Mountain and really like practice a lot.
Motivated.
I'm like, that is the most exciting thing because I don't have a lot of friends that are into it.
Yeah.
At least friends that live by me that it's easy to go up to. So I'm like, yo, every single Saturday.
Totally.
Or like every,
I'm so
we can
down.
pick a day every single week and go.
I
would
know.
love to.
And also like send some emails and get some like, I want full gear. I want like hot pink.
Yeah, like the great coordinated gear.
Yeah.
That's always been a dream.
Now I'm just very motivated to be a part of that scene. I also love the like lodge life and the après ski. Like I think the whole thing could very much be my vibe.
I've always said this since I was young. Those are like my happiest days when you have like a ski day and like you're not even like, you don't even keep track of time and then you meet up with friends on the hill and then you go grab like, Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Truly, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And honestly, Adam made a good point too. He said, well, you started here, so you'll never be afraid of anything else, because literally a black diamond in Blue Mountain is not even as bad as that.
Yeah,
so.
you're going to hit Blue Mountain and feel like a rock star. You're going to like go on the terrain park, start doing the flips and stuff.
Anyways, we've spent a lot of time like talking about our newfound love for skiing, but
even though we suck at it.
But yeah, other than that, trip was really good. No complaints.
How
Adam
was the flight?
Really long on the way there, but then on the way back, I binge watched the new season of The End of the Fucking World.
Oh, I told you, it's amazing. Wait,
no,
there's a new season?
And it just came out last week, and Adam had watched it when I fell asleep, and there's only 8 episodes, so it literally started episode 1 as we were taking off, and finished episode 8 as we were landing.
Are they hours?
No, they're only 20 minutes, so it's like the perfect consumable show.
Wait, I didn't know there was a new season out.
Oh my god, it was the best way to spend my flight home last night, because I literally got lost, and I watched the whole season. It was like a 3.5 hour flight. Same characters. It's like a continuation of the story. Great show. Recommend
I love that show.
for anyone that's looking
just like
for a
the
new
British
Netflix
humor
show.
in there. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, I was trying to like figure out. She's not
quirky.
British though, is she? She has a really interesting accent.
Is she not?
Maybe she is, but it almost sounds like
Welsh or like something
like funks. Like everything's very like it doesn't sound. It's not proper British. Yeah.
But I feel like there's also so many like sub like accents.
No, it definitely could be. Like definitely comment below. I'm maybe an idiot. I don't know either. She almost has more. It almost sounds like a mixture of like a Irish and a like it sounds very mixed.
Yeah.
When you watch the show, you'll see what I mean. But it could just, you're right, be her dialect. Like it. Dialect,
so interesting.
Anyways, that's what I did. It was great. Binge watched the whole thing, and then I also started Mindhunter.
Oh, really?
Also good.
Are you still watching Grey's Anatomy? I know you were very into that.
Yeah, I am, but I've kind of shifted now, because I literally watched like 7 seasons.
Oh, did you?
And there's 15, so I got like halfway through
I didn't realize
the
you watched that
existence of it all. I mean, Patrick Dempsey, I'll keep watching. But I did kind of stop, because then I fell into Mindhunter, and then my thing with Mindhunter was everyone was talking about the show.
So like, I just need to commit to it.
Well, I had watched one episode.
The leg that you're crossing so I can cross this
Sure.
leg.
Well, I was watching.
I didn't want to hit you.
That's fine. I watched one episode a long time ago, like near to when it had first come out.
What that show is about. Like, I've heard the name.
It's about how they discovered psychopaths in the crime scene in like the 70s in the FBI, and how they like coined the term psychopath.
Fiction or nonfiction?
No, it's like based on, well, I think it's both. It's like based on the actual practices that the FBI were doing at that time, but I think it's also like set in a circumstance that's not real, if that makes sense. But I'm only like 2 episodes in, or 3 episodes in, but I don't know a ton. But I watched one episode a long time ago, and it just did not do it for me. I was not drawn in. I was not pulled in. I was like, okay, I'm not attached to this show at all. Never went back to it. Then literally 10 of my friends over the last 2 weeks have mentioned it, talked about it, fell in love with it, are raging about it.
So weird.
So I thought, okay, it's rare that my friends love something that I am just really not aligned with. So I thought to give it another chance, and it just is a slow burn. Now that I'm in episode 3, I'm intrigued, and I'm attached definitely a bit more, but. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not a huge like TV or movie person, but The End of the Fucking World was such a good series that I'm like,
so good.
That is something I am excited about.
And it's so bingeable. You could literally sit on your couch and watch the whole thing. I mean, literally from start to finish of my flight, I watched the whole thing. So it was
so good.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, that was a huge trip. What else do you have coming up?
Off to LA tomorrow for the Revolve
Home for
Awards.
1 day.
Yeah, home for 1 day. Got to repack, which will be interesting tonight. But yeah, off to LA this weekend, and then, which is funny, I go from literally direct snowstorm to sunshine. But I mean,
the weather
nice
should
way.
be good this time of year.
I think so. Yeah, it usually gets a bit chilly by December, but like this time of year, it should be nice.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, had some friends that moved out there last week, which I thought was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
So,
Are they there now officially?
They're there officially. I think they're like empty apartment vibes, and
are you gonna visit them when you're there?
I might. Yeah, I feel like it's hard because you want people to be able to settle into their life, especially when they first move from a certain location.
It's like they haven't even called it home yet.
And like I've almost seen them too soon. Like it's not like, how's your new life? It's like, I saw you 2 weeks ago. So you want to like kind of feel it out. But I mean, we might, like if there's a chance.
I feel like it's also hard because LA is so big. So it's like, oh yeah, I moved to LA. And it's like, you could be living at the opposite, like 2.5 hour like end away from me.
100%. 100%. What about you? What did you do this weekend without me here?
I know, it was actually really weird. We do everything together. I actually missed the Nike training yesterday, which was it was a rough one.
Yeah, how did it go?
It was good. It was, we did a lot of booty Aussie Fit had us doing a lot of
Very good.
glute exercises,
Nice.
which I'm actually not as sore. Last week, I told you, I think I actually pulled my hamstring.
Yeah.
I finally recovered.
Well, that's good.
No, that was good. It was actually really, what did I get up to on the,
Chill
you know what?
weekend?
I went to see Cirque du Soleil with my family.
Wonderful.
It was really nice. I've kind of worked on and off with Cirque du Soleil like over the past year and a half, and they were
Yeah.
like, hey, like, do you want to have any friends or family come on? I'm like,
so
amazing,
great.
would love to. So my aunt and my cousin came up, and we had
Cute.
like a cute day at my house after, like watch movies and all that.
Fun.
That was really fun. And then what did I get up to on the Sunday? I don't know. I've been like a lot better recently about taking like Saturday and Sunday off, and even like
Yeah.
Friday night, and
Not feeling like you're working through the whole weekend.
and I feel like I've just like actually gotten at a place in life where I'm like everything just like is going good. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm on top of my work. I'm on top of like hanging out with family, balancing friends, all of
Yeah.
that. So I feel like I'm
Good.
just like good right now.
Amazing.
And I'm just getting excited for like the winter season, and my birthday's in
Yeah.
December, so I'm like starting to kind of think about that. I actually want to do a Blue Mountain weekend
Totally.
getaway, but we'll see. And actually, we got an email. I don't know if you got the itinerary email about the New York trip we're doing in December.
No, not yet.
Okay, they sent through an email yesterday, so I'm sure it'll be coming through.
Yeah.
But me, Tor, and we're going with a brand to New York, and that'll be on like early December. But it's gonna be like the most perfect New York Christmas trip. We're gonna be like skating in Central Park and doing all that stuff. So that'll be a fun little winter trip. But I feel
I
like
need to work on my skating before that trip.
you're good. You can skate.
I just like, this is, I talked to Adam about this.
We're just throwing you into situations.
Yeah, no, it's not that. I have a bone to pick with my parents, but they're gonna hate this because I've talked to them about it and they literally laugh in my face.
Wait, what?
Because growing up, I mean, my sister is a phenomenal skater. My brother played
Sure.
hockey, so did my sister for years. My dad's an amazing skater. My mom grew up figure skating. Like, my whole family can skate.
like
My
gifted.
whole family can also pretty much ski. Like, my dad was an amazing skier. My mom did cross-country skiing. All of these things.
Oh.
But then I'm like, wonderful. Why can I not do any of these things?
Why was I like overpicked?
And my dad
skipped
said,
over?
well, because you were literally at the dance studio for like 90 hours a week, and anytime we'd want to pull you out of a class, like you wouldn't let us, and we would never take a weekend to like go up north and ski. So you never learned. And he's like, you never came to an ice rink because you were always at a dance studio.
But this girl can tap dance like none other. So
I mean,
it
I
paid
guess
off.
that's true. Like, you get talents in other ways, but it made me realize I'm gonna, to a certain extent, diversify my children's abilities. It made me realize that, like, it's great. It's really great to be amazing at one thing. I totally support that. But like in the young years, like in that like 8 to 12, when like I could have just become a good skater or gotten okay at skiing,
Sure.
I really wish that I was forced to do that.
Well, that's so funny that you would say that because, well, like you were saying earlier, I was going through a bunch of home videos. I'm like editing this video that I need some like old footage. So I was going through all the videos, and once you start watching one, you watch
it's hard.
everyone. And I was really lucky. My mom like taped a lot of like our childhood. But that's exactly what I was thinking, but the opposite way. I was like, I was really lucky growing up that my mom really like put me in everything, and not to the sense that I was like overworked, but like one year I'd be like, okay, let's try soccer out this year, or let's try hockey, and then whatever I liked I could like obviously keep doing, but it was never to the point that like I would do like 1 or 2 dance class, like, or I would be in 1 or 2 dance groups, but like I wouldn't be doing like it every single day. So I always felt like I had like a good little like taste of everything.
Yeah,
But I
I
feel like
did
this is like
not.
very much so like my life. I'm like, I feel like I can like kind of like do most things, but I'm not like great at anything. Do you know? So you're the opposite. Like you've just really like fine tuned and gotten
expert,
great at something. And
I
I'm
know,
just
it's
like,
interesting.
I've dipped my toes in each water. I can kind of figure it out, but I'm not like amazing.
I don't know what's right or wrong, because like I understand the theory of like, you know, like strengthen people's strengths. Don't focus on the weaknesses, which is definitely what my parents did. It was like, you're really good at that and you love that, so just do that. You don't have to skate because you're not good at it.
Yeah.
But then at 23, I'm like, I would
love
love to be able to skate. But like we were talking about, once you get to that age where your learning ability is just very different for fear reasons, for bravery reasons, for technical reasons, it's hard. Like,
I also feel like as adults, it's hard to get like organized leisure sports. Like it's like, hey guys, let's go like play like pond hockey. As a kid, that's so easy to do. You like call everyone at the, or like Facebook message, whatever you did back in the day. And like all the kids would come to the pond by my house and we would like play whatever, pick up hockey. Whereas as an adult, like who has time for that? No one's schedules work out like that. So you don't do a lot of like just fun activity anymore like that. Which is actually really sad because that's like my favorite thing about growing up. Like being like, oh, let's go play like manhunt in the field behind my house. And like just you learn all these fun things.
I'm thinking about it. Maybe I was always a bad skater because I'm thinking back, and even when I was
maybe there's a reason you didn't skate as a kid.
my parents put me in ball hockey, and now I'm thinking, oh my god, maybe I couldn't skate. Even
ball hockey is not on skates.
Exactly. They made me do the running around hockey as opposed. I played ball hockey as opposed to
instead of ice hockey. That's so funny.
I think my dad's going to say you were always a shit skater, and that's just the reality.
We pulled you out as soon as you were one lesson on the ice, and they pull you out right away.
Well, it's also awkward now because as a 23-year-old, I'm like,
what are you going to do, take lessons?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost worse. Yeah, just like me rolling up to the rink, like, I can't skate. I don't know.
Okay, the thing is, I would argue, though, too, in Canada, I feel like a lot more sports are... It's a lot more common to be involved in a lot of, like, sports like that, like skiing, skating, whereas I feel like if you even just go to the States,
any friends in California,
they don't know how to skate or necessarily. Like, I feel like skiing is more of, like, a bougie thing. Like, they'll, like, go to, like... Where do people go? There's like places in California.
Yeah,
Aspen. You can go. Yeah. Is that in California?
No, it's in
Colorado, right?
Colorado, yeah.
But there's a couple, even, Mammoth, that's what I was thinking of. Everyone goes to like Mammoth, all the cool, like, bougie people. So like, I feel like skiing is more of a thing, but like a lot of people don't know how to skate down there. I feel like a lot of these activities are a lot more like, because we're Canadian, that's why everyone does it.
I also was realizing even in Lake Louise, it sounds so bad, but like, it is kind of the rich man's sport. Like
it's expensive.
Yeah, like it's expensive. Like the gear is expensive. The renting of the lifts is expensive. Like to get your day pass is like. So I mean that probably plays into people's ability and entrance into that world too. Like if they have money and they're like, yeah, going to the French Alps. Like true, yeah, you're gonna become a great skier.
Right.
But if not, like if you don't have access to that.
Totally, no, it's definitely a thing. Well, even like. Affects my decision. Like, I mean, sometimes we've worked with Blue Mountain, which has been so fun. So it's amazing to have a weekend or we go with a brand trip.
Right.
And of course, it's a no-brainer. But I'm conscious when I'm spending it on myself, that becomes like a $150, $200 day just to like rent the gear, get a day pass, depending if it's weekend.
Do you have a board?
No, I don't. Which that's something I want to get.
Yeah.
Because then it's so much more affordable. You can even buy like a year or a season's pass, which is
that's what Adam
so
said. He's like,
more.
you and Jaclyn should get a season's
we
pass.
Should,
he
though.
said that.
But that's the thing, we need to get our proper gear. But then also you have to like figure out the cost of maintaining it because you have to get like waxed every year.
Do you?
Yeah, like it's not just like you buy it once and it's good. It's kind of like skates. You need to get them like sharpened. Not that you get a board sharpened, but you get it like whatever waxed and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's a huge expense. So even for me, I'm like, do I want to spend another $200 this week? And I just went last. Like it's not. I mean, it's definitely different if you're living with no financial limits. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No. Well. Wow. I mean, this whole episode has really been about the
we
fun.
suck at skiing and snowboarding.
And no, but just also winter sports in general.
Yeah. I want to take up curling.
You know I'm a great curler. You know my parents are professional curlers.
No, they are.
Yeah, they are. My parents play like twice, 3 times a week.
Are you good at it?
Yes.
I have no patience. That sport is too slow for me. I get angry watching
It's actually very
technical.
tough.
No, I know.
It's technical.
But it's like...
I'm not saying I'm good in like, I mean, I've played with my family, but I'm not saying I'm good like I know the rules by no means. But my brother is an amazing curler.
Really?
And my parents are both phenomenal because at our country club, I'm going to sound annoying for a second, but at the country club that we're a part of, curling is like the big winter sport. And they like get really into it because they do competitions. They play men versus men and women, men versus men, all men, women versus women. Like it's a whole thing.
You know what I think a big downfall of just my being is? I have really bad aim. So any sport that involves aim, I've always been bad at. Like even basketball, I'm not good because I can't aim properly. Curling, I'm not good at like whatever, hitting the right thing. So that is definitely a big personal weakness, bad at aiming.
Interesting.
Although I would say my ping pong skills are above average.
Which is weird because that all like hand-eye.
Like hand-eye coordination is fine, but it's like if I was to like have a ball, I can throw a ball fairly well, but it's like to get it to you, maybe not. Maybe I'll get it to Joe Blow over there, you know? I
see.
That's definitely my big downfall. What do you think your biggest
physical
weakness is?
Bad at collaboration. No, I'm kidding.
Hates working as a team?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Well, this is actually a really relevant story because my dad and I were chatting the other day. Forget what it was. It was something about like, I don't know. It was about like corporate settings and like working with people, collaboration, all of these things. And there were some situations where he had some friends where they were in offices that were predominantly women and less men. And there had been a couple situations where it became obvious that the women were not as open to like hearing people out or, you know, absorbing other people's opinions or being collaborative as a group. And then one day, my dad's friend made a comment to the team and he said, just like by show of hands, like who grew up on a sports team? And no one raised their hand. And he thought, isn't that interesting? Because so many guys grow up on sports teams like hockey teams or soccer teams and all of these things. I mean, you did, like you grew up on teams. I grew up on a dance team. I know what it feels like to have to work as a group. It doesn't have to be like necessarily sports, but working in a scenario where all of you are working towards a common goal. And I thought, because that's something that is engraved in you as a kid. Like if you're on those teams and you have that bad day when you didn't get the goal, and then you're like, you got to be the team player. You got to just step up and like work towards the common goal. And I feel like that is interesting.
I wonder, initially when you started telling that story, it made me think more about like gender, and I feel like how immediately, I guess, angry maybe we can be as a society towards men, and I wonder if like that's part of it. It's like, oh, we're always told men are mansplaining to us and all of this, and they don't listen to women. So like maybe it's like this guy tries to like what he thinks is add value and be collaborative, whereas maybe she's like, oh my God, he's overstepping, not letting me have my moment, like fuck you, men are trash, all of that. Like I wonder if that has anything to do with the dynamic of it.
True.
Which is not a good thing, but I know that is, even like, you see people like on Twitter or like fighting on the internet, and it's like, it's sometimes can be very much so like a man versus woman, like I hate all men kind of thing, which is obviously not a good thing, but that's in some ways what some groups of people are like towards men. So I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Like
it could.
Oh, like why can't like us females have an idea? Why do you feel like you have to like make our idea better? Like
interesting.
But I mean, I think the point.
But isn't that interesting? Because it still goes back to collaboration and working with other people.
Oh, totally.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I think
I'm bad at working with people, to an extent.
Like, I think I'm bad at working with people because I don't always value other people's opinions.
I was gonna add a little asterisk. It depends who I'm working with. Like I feel like working with you, we think very similarly. I respect you. Like I'm open to what you have to say.
Thing.
But if I'm working with a group of people that I'm like, I have a better idea than you, shut up. Like that's what, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna be like, no, we're doing it my way. And I'm very bossy in that sense.
Me too.
So
and
I guess if you're
projects in university, like I was the nightmare because I would just want to lead the pack.
Yeah, and I just believe that I have the best way to do it.
My dad made a good point though too. He's like, and again, I guess when you grow up in sports, you think about it like that. But of course, there's always going to be like the captain. There's going to be someone there, but you have to have those people that are supporting the common goal.
And everyone has their like role in the group.
And if people don't support the common goal and they're off doing their own thing, it's very noticeable. So really, at the end of the day, it is true. You still, even if we are the leaders in that scenario, you still need people to be collaborative, be in that role, step in and make sure that they're covering the other portion. So I don't know.
It's like anything in life, though. Like you even think of friend groups. There has to be that perfect like sweet spot of that dynamic of you have the connector. We were talking about this the other day. You're very much so someone that, you know, knows all the people, brings in the people, and you need to have someone that's more like reserved, but like the solid, like whatever. And then you need to have the funny one, like
totally.
It makes the balance work, because if there was a group of whatever 10 girls that were all of us, we would hate them all.
Totally.
Like even just us, like we're a lot. Imagine if there's 5 other ones on our level.
We're
like,
a lot.
No, we're intense people.
We're a lot.
So you need the balance of that, whether it's a group, whatever project, sports team, all of that. But I definitely think there is value in doing group sports. And you want to know what actually really changed my perspective? I feel like I might have told you about this earlier, or talked about it in an earlier episode. But it always felt a lot, even when you are in group sports, there always seemed to be like a sort of whatever favoritism, or there's a captain or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But when I started doing like power cheerleading and like all-star cheer, that honestly, which you think would be so catty, but it was so such an incredible group experience, because exactly, you physically need everyone there, or else your pyramid's falling down or your stunt isn't happening. And even if someone's, say, not good at tumbling, you know what, they have their strengths, and maybe they're incredible at jumping, and they're the front of your jump thing, and they're making your jumps look incredible. Like everyone has value, and it really, and it hurt if someone wasn't there for a week. It hurt your team because you couldn't fully like perform or practice or whatever. And that really changed my perspective. I feel like was such an incredible like group experience. So
I think everyone needs that.
Yeah, whether it's like being on a team or like being on students count, like having a team and it's definitely a skill set.
Yeah,
we're working on being better listeners. That's something
I think the key thing you said there too was that every person had value.
Sure.
And I think that's maybe the missing link nowadays, is that other people's value, at least from my perspective, can be very quickly overlooked. Like if they happen to be too reserved, or they don't speak up, or they don't have an opinion, like I will very quickly write someone off and be like, okay, I guess I'm doing your portion of the work.
Sure.
And I don't always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like there would be group projects where I would be like, this person I know will not do their part of the work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I was right and I would have to end up doing it, or they would pull through and I'd be like, okay, I'm shocked. So I don't know.
It's actually really like crazy when you think about it. Everything in life kind of comes down to how well you can communicate things to other people. It's like they might have these amazing skill sets, but if they can't tell you that they do or show, like, then you're not gonna know. And whether it's like, you know, having fights with people, they may be thinking some type of way, but if they can't communicate it properly, then you're like never gonna know and be left in the dark. So I feel like it's really, like, working on communication skills is so important, because if you're lacking that, there's a whole part of you that, like, yeah, you can't share with other people.
It's so true. Keep talking, people.
Keep potty talking.
Yeah, keep potty talking. Keep communicating. Yeah.
Should we do some roses and thorns?
I
feel like we're at that hour. I actually was thinking about it on the way here, because I have a thorn. Immediately, we have this black Nike outfit, which is epic and like the most comfortable, like, you know, workout kind of spandexy cotton material. And that also means that it clings to deodorant incredibly well. And I put
what's funny is I purposely didn't wear deodorant today because I'm getting a spray tan later. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna smell bad, but like, you know, it really affects your tan.
Yeah.
So I didn't experience that.
That's hilarious. I have like horrible deodorant stains all up both the jumpsuit and the sweater. So that was just annoying. I was like, come on. And then a rose is, you know what, I read a book before bed last night and like went to bed really early, and I have a new weighted blanket, and it has been incredible. Have you ever used one of those?
No, so but I got it from your event.
Oh,
so I took one. Yeah. But I opened it. I was curious. I opened it right away.
Like, it's not like a fuzzy.
No, do you sleep with it?
So I put it on top of my blanket. So I have my soft blankets in my bed, and then I put it on top. So it's like 15 pounds. So it adds, apparently it's really good for people that have anxiety, or like even if you're working with kids and they like need to be like calmed down, it's like it adds weight and it feels like you're being like hugged or like whatever. And at first I opened it and I go, this feels like, you know when you get an x-ray and they like put a little,
is what it feels
like.
like.
Yeah, they put that like heavy like blanket on you. That's what it feels like. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And then I've been sleeping with it for the past, 5 days, however long we've had it for. And I've loved it. I've had great sleeps.
Interesting.
And like I woke up naturally today, like at like 7 8. It was just a really great thing. So definitely, I would use it.
I'm gonna try it.
It's like so weird, but it's like working. So I can't argue with the results.
All right.
So that was rose. And then another rose is... I'm trying to think of a good one. A rose is that you're back. It's been a long 5 days without you.
I know, and I'm going to be gone again.
I know, and then you're leaving immediately.
I literally just keep coming back on the Tuesdays so I make the Poddy Talk episode.
It's such a priority.
On the Wednesday, a huge priority.
And then a rosebud I'm looking forward to. You know what I'm looking forward to?
What?
Totem, that new exercise place that we signed up for. I haven't been yet. It's
me
like
neither.
So that thing.
Let's go next week. Wait for me. Just wait.
I know. It's weird to go to like a new gym by yourself. Like, it's always nice to have a buddy. So I haven't gone, but I'm like, I should go tonight or like do a yoga class or like try it out.
Okay.
It's always fun.
I will be going when I make a return.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna be like, yo, you signed up 2 weeks ago. Why haven't you showed up?
True.
I feel like they're judging me on the back.
But I don't feel like they're in a rush. Like we can take our time.
Okay.
That's my thinking at least. Okay. Thorn. I guess thorn would be like, I feel like when it rains, it pours. Like, I feel like when one bad thing happens, all the bad things happen. Yeah. Which, like, sometimes it's necessary to just remind ourselves that we're human. So anyways, just some annoying things, like friends and brands and all of the whatever, but, you know, no need to stick on the negative. I'll get over it. I'm a tough cookie. Rose is probably the end of the fucking world season 2.
Oh, that should be my rose.
It was just so good. Like, I love well-made television. I love binge-watching television. The whole experience was great. And like one of the last lines of the final episode really stuck with me last night because
is it gonna spoil?
No, but like they're talking about death, and then she was like, "Wow, it really sucks to be dead. You really miss everything." And I was like,
someone dies.
No, like they're talking about death. Like it's not about like whatever. But I thought that was really profound. I'm like, yeah, like we can't be upset about things that happen while we're living because we're lucky to be alive, you know? Like we're not missing everything. We're here. We're experiencing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, I liked that like little perspective. Another rose
that made me think of, like, do you ever hear the quote of like when people are like, you can't have the high highs without the low lows?
Totally.
Like it's just part of the waves of the ocean.
You gotta
the motion of the ocean, baby.
Learn how to surf, baby. Motion of the ocean. Another rose is, I mean, I'm trying a new spray tan place. I'm gonna say it's a rose.
Uh-oh.
Because I feel like usually in the past I've only used the machines And those are just not ever what you want them to be.
Is that like in like the Friends episode when like you go in by yourself and then
you were Ross from Friends?
See, I always thought when you go to get a spray tan, a person is doing it.
No,
like
I've always only ever done the like machines.
You need to see Sophie St.
I mean, other than when I've been in LA, I'll do the people. But in Toronto, I've never found a girl. So then I found a girl. So now I'm gonna go to this girl. So
where are you going?
Yorkville.
Oh, are you going at Radford?
No. Oh, maybe. Let me look at the. I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
No. But I'll let you know. It's like heated, so I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm intrigued / like for the Revolve Awards, I wanted to be tan because I think I'm gonna wear a lighter dress, like colored dress. So so should be a rose, hopefully.
Cool.
Question mark.
And then Rosebud.
Rosebud. Looking forward to. Blue Mountain. Hope we go for your birthday because I'm like ready for another round of skiing.
So I was actually talking to the team. I don't know if I gave you the update. They were concerned
that December's too early,
yes,
right?
which normally ski season doesn't start here until like January.
I know,
January
it's so much later.
But the thing is, we've been getting so much snow the past week. Yeah, so I'm like, I feel like maybe we might have an earlier season. So if it works out, that'd be great.
Maybe December.
We're gonna get so good this year. We're gonna be held accountable.
This is like we take on new sports every 6 months.
Yeah,
this is our like winter half marathon.
And you know what we still need to do? I don't know if your knee is healed up, but the Friday and Monday gymnastics classes.
It's slowly feeling better.
We need to go and just like go on a trampoline, jump in a sponge pit. Like I've been craving it for like 6 months. We just haven't done it.
Let's do it.
This Friday?
I'm in LA.
Fuck. Are you back by Monday?
No.
Next Friday?
Tuesday. Yeah, next Friday.
No, then it's Michaela's birthday.
Oh. Shit. I'm not even going to that. I'm in London, actually. I'm in London, Ontario.
Why are you never home?
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're never gonna
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm home every Wednesday. I'm here for this.
Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was fun. It was fun having, everyone a bit closer.
Yeah,
just
comment below. I wanted to come back to this vibe where we're closer on the screen. Yeah. So let us know if you enjoyed this. Leave comments below. If you
subscribe,
loved it.
Like the video.
Like the video.
What's up, guys? It's Poddy Talk.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.